Hi everyone, I'm Sarah with Divine Love Healing. Thank you so much for being here today, for supporting my channel. I am just really excited about the influx of new subscribers that I have had lately, so I wanted to start coming on here and doing videos when I can. I do have a full-time job and a lot of other spiritual work I'm doing and things that I have going on in my life. But I do want to try to record more content if and when I can. Please check out the playlists. I'm going to start adding content to those to help you kind of navigate through, especially if you're new. There may be some videos that you would want to watch that will kind of help you make sense of your journey. They're intended to be timeless always, no matter what the topic is. Definitely, you may want, if this video, is resonating for you, you may want to check out the signs you're experiencing a spiritual awakening, and also the angel numbers and signs and synchronicities. So I think I'm going to start a whole playlist probably on kind of spiritual awakening, spiritual guidance type things. But I just felt called to come on here. I don't have much time today, unfortunately, because I feel like I could really dive into this. But if this is resonating and I get positive feedback, or if I just otherwise feel the call, I may come back on here either another time this weekend or another time after that, and start give you guys a more extensive overview. But long story short, I'm sure no matter what path or what part of your spiritual journey that you're on, it's undeniable the shifts and the changes that are happening all across our country, our globe. No matter where you are, it can't be avoided, and everybody notices, and it's not all positive, right? There's there are racial tensions rising, there's political tensions, there's violence, there is unrest. There's a lot happening, and the reason is that everything in the universe has to be balanced, light and dark, like yin and yang. And if there's not balance in the universe can't exist. There's a lot that goes into that. Too much for me to get into today, but we're seeing an increase in the violence, in the hatred, in the darkness, because the light is rising so rapidly and so strongly. It's kind of like chess. There's a move and a counter move. So you may be feeling ascension symptoms. That I get into that in the spiritual awakening video. As each of your chakras clears, you may have inexplicable illnesses. Obviously now with COVID in the mix, we can never be too careful, and we don't want to make assumptions that we aren't contagious and that we're not going to get others sick. But in my case, for example, I know when it's ascension flu, because I don't really necessarily feel that bad. I just I could be coughing up blood and feel like I have a fever, but I have no fever, and I'm able to go about my day and work and do things. Sometimes when these energy waves come in, you're so exhausted you can't get off the couch. If you're starting to notice patterns, like around the full moon, maybe you're really exhausted, or maybe it's a new moon, or maybe it's if you keep track of the Schumann resonance waves, that is something that scientists can't prove why it keeps spiking. You may be hearing more about solar storms that are hitting the planet. That's incoming light, high vibrational energy coming in, and we're the human body is absorbing that, right? So as our bodies take in that energy and process it, it is going to, as it clears out the gunk, we are going to have those symptoms. But there are ways in it, that you can assimilate to that better. Eating clean, staying hydrated, resting as you need to, keeping your energy clear in the ways that are best. And perhaps I'll do a video. The best for you, I meant to say, because everybody has their own things. But getting out in nature, saging, working with crystals, clearing out negative people and negative situations. Those things are all essential part of this path. But that is something that we can talk about in a session if you would like more information about kind of what you're going through, what you're experiencing, and I can provide you some guidance on my recommendations for helping you assimilate to it, and we can look into perhaps what's going on. You may have emotions coming up, you may have traumas coming up, you may have things that you thought you had worked through coming up. So you just know you're not crazy, that you're not alone, and that there are resources out there, and I'm not the only one. There are many, many others that can help you with these things. But again, the videos like this and the other content that I put on my social media are intended to try to help people navigate these things, because when it started for me in 2017, I thought I was going crazy. I had no idea what was happening. Thankfully, I started, finding some like-minded people going through the same things at the same time, people who became soul family. So once you realize you're not alone, it really does change everything, and it really becomes this amazing process to think that we're alive right now on this planet, trying to help navigate and bring in, a new way of being, because the old ways weren't working. I think we all can agree on that. So again, just quickly, I am going to definitely pull a card from there, but I'm going to pull, I was really drawn, I haven't used this deck, and I'll list this down below, Sacred Power reading cards. Aren't these amazing? Because there's like an owl, and then the sacred geometry. It's just absolutely stunning. And the colors, like all the decks I pulled today, I was really drawn to like the pinks and the purples and the blues. But I'm going to go ahead and pull a card or two from this and just see what it says here. I knew that was going to come out. I don't know how many times, you guys, I've played with this deck the last couple days, and the rest card has come out. Rest. Was I just not saying that? This is a time if you need to rest. Obviously, if you're having symptoms you've never experienced before, your body, but right, you may want to get it checked out with a medical doctor, but if there's no rhyme or reason for what's happening and you can't explain it, they can't figure out what's going on, just know that you may be going through this ascension process as these high vibrational frequencies hit the earth. Again, it's a real thing. Our DNA is changing. Our bodies are being affected by it, even if you don't know it. But if you definitely are noticing a difference, again, around certain times, like I said, the full moon, maybe after you've had, maybe if you've done some journaling, or had a very powerful dream, or, thought about some things, worked through some things, you may, as you clear that energy, have physical symptoms as well. But this is rest, get out in nature, get in your water if you can. Compassion, to me, this is having compassion for yourself, not feeling, I'm telling you, there a lot of times I have plans to do things I want to work on. I have so many things I want to do for this channel, for my business, lots of things I have in the works, and sometimes I'm just too tired to execute, and that's perfectly fine, right? You've got to have compassion for yourself, compassion for your body. I'm also getting, this is more getting in the flow energy, the divine feminine, and embracing compassion for others, even though it may be hard, right? Love is the most powerful weapon that we have, right? To combat the darkness, to balance, not eradicate it, to balance the darkness, sending out love. If you send out fear, if you send out hatred, if you send out anger, if you just send out, judgmental energy, like how can these people be so stupid? How can these people be such jerks? You're putting out a negative vibration, which is fueling the darkness, okay? And it's easier said than done, especially with some of the heinous things that we see. But if you can come at it from a place of, all right, I'm going to send love to this person because they obviously don't have love in their life, and that will help neutralize whatever's going on. So compassion is the key. I also pulled from the bottom of the deck lightning, which to me, this is showing like the high vibrational energy coming into the earth, that we're just being pummeled. You may have also some past life things coming up in dreams or in just memories, okay? So journal anything like that, and don't think it's crazy. Trust me, I'll try to put that one, although if I watched it back now, I probably would cringe, right? It's from 2019. I've grown a lot since then, but I did do a past life regression and the stuff that came through, I mean, it was just, you can't make it up, right? So nothing's too crazy, nothing's off limits. I do share these things and share my personal experiences with you guys, so you know you're not crazy. Okay. So we're gonna pull, let's see, Moonology manifestation cards, just to see what, these ones are kind of hard to shuffle. You know, you can't make this shit up. Excuse my language, but that will be my autobiography if I ever write one. That will be the title. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. Was I not just saying Spirit is guiding us to find a balance with the light and the dark? That is in the collective, but also that starts within us. We all have shadow. We all have wounds. We all have things that we need to work through and clear. And a lot of the stuff, you know, we think we maybe work through it. We think we're past it. And a blast of energy comes in, or a planet goes retrograde, or some kind of a planetary alignment comes in, a certain full moon in a certain sign. If it's, you know, your specific sign in that house or whatever it is, you might get triggered. It may come up. You know, it's all about balancing that. It's about getting to this detached 0 point, right? Not where, you know, it's a delicate balance though. It was 11:11 right when I saw that. That's funny. Literally, like 11:11 is balance, right? Balancing the scales, right? You don't want to suppress emotions. You don't want to go numb. You don't want to not feel, but you don't want to give in too much to the reaction, right? You've got to think about, okay, instead of why is this happening to me? What is it trying to show me? And finding balance and giving gratitude for the lesson. Staying in that balanced state is so, so powerful, not only for your own well-being on a daily basis, but also for the planet as a collective, because we're all one. All energy is connected, right? So that is what Spirit really wants us to know. So I'm going to leave you guys now with this secret language of light transmissions from your soul. I will put that information down below. I have not used this deck in forever, but I was really drawn to it this week, so we're going to see what message needs to come through here. Can't make it up, guys. Awakening. You know, I think a mass number, unprecedented number of souls are awakening at this time. If you don't know what that means, I would encourage you, you know, just research, just Google spiritual awakening, right? It means that, you know, your soul knows that a lot of the 3D paradigm isn't reality, right? You know, the Kardashians and all these things that are just so fake and so plastic. And so that's not what, you know, the truth is love, you know, and being told too that you can't talk to God, and that you have to go through religious institutions. You know, we're starting to see a lot of politicians, religious institutions, a lot of institutions in general. There's a lot of corruption coming to the surface, right? So people are starting to question, people are starting to recognize that the ways they've been manipulated and controlled by the media, by, you know, so many things. So if that's resonating, again, look at Spiritual Awakening, look at my playlist I'm going to put out there, and just know that you're not alone, okay? I'm going to read from the book to close this out. Wisdom emerges through everyday experience. You are or about to experience an aha moment. This will come as a feeling of deep truth that seemed to have slipped your mind. You have often thought there must be another way to experience and live this life, and you are about to discover it. You are opening your heart and mind to the full, authentic you. Time-honored ways that have worked in the past are no longer bringing the results you desire and may have become obstacles to your dreams. Beliefs become intermingled with everyday processes and who we think we are. No wonder it can seem hard to let them go. When you rouse from the slumber of conformity, you awaken into the same world, but through the eyes of soul love. You can see beyond fear to the creative possibilities that are everywhere. Relax and enjoy this time. It is your natural evolution. So then it goes into a meditation. I won't read through that, but I would encourage you to go out in nature and just sit with that and start looking into more about the spiritual awakening, asking for signs, from your guardian angels, from spirit guides, however you resonate with that. Inspired reflections and actions. Nourish your mind and body with the wisdom of your soul by taking deep breaths as often as you like. Close your eyes and smile for a few moments every hour as you enjoy connecting with your soul. Recognize that the same life force flowing through you flows through all of life. Journal work. For 7 consecutive days, write or draw one new thing you've learned about yourself that day. I think that's really beautiful. And again, I apologize, guys, that I have to cut this short, but I would love to hear your feedback. And I think based on what's come through, especially with the awakening, the balance, that I'm feeling kind of inclined to do some more videos on these topics. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Take care. Till next time.